Hello, welcome back to Deconstructing with Dawn. This is my 6th video in my Ancestry DNA saga. If you want to understand what's going on, just look at the other videos. I'm trying to make this really short and sweet. Basically, the night of my 5th video, I had an epiphany that I would take what I knew about each father and just build a tree on Ancestry. So I took the information that I had from candidate number 1, and because his father's family is Russian, I knew I couldn't follow that trail because I can't read Russian, and they're second generation American, so I would not get very far. But his mother was from England and America, so I took what I had on them and just started this paper trail. It started off that night, and this is what I ended up with. Anyhow, I get pretty close to I don't know, maybe 3rd or 4th generation, and my practice is where I take any new name and I put it in against the surnames matched on my DNA. And like 3 or 4 generations in, I start finding this match based on a grandfather named Asa Earl who married Nancy Allred. They had a son named Joseph, and Joseph was my line, basically. So I type in Nancy's last name of Allred, and I get pages of matches, and I am just elated. I had a peace and a warmth come over me. I was crying my eyes out. I was like, the crisis is over. It's over. I found my father. He is my father, the one I thought was my father all my life, and everything's done. I'm done. I'm happy. I go to bed, and I just had like such a sense of relief. The next day, I start putting all this stuff into the actual tree itself, and I start getting these leaves. Well, I get these leaves on Joseph Rich Earl, and it says his mother is Minerva Rich, and I'm like, well, who's Asa's married to Nancy? I don't know who Minerva is. Well, briefly, Asa Earl was friends with Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism and Latter-day Saints. He was their friends. He sat on his council. He even housed Joseph when there was persecution of the saints was going on. Earl's son was the lead wagon driver in the pilgrimage to Salt Lake City. So Asa was a polygamist. So Asa's wife, one of his wives, was Minerva Rich, hence the name Joseph Rich Earl. And Nancy Allred is his second wife, or dual wife, or what, I don't know, whatever. And I am not a connection whatsoever. I tried to fill it in any way I possibly could. There is absolutely no way on earth that candidate number 1 is my father. So I went from peace the night before to devastation the next day, because it's like a loss. It's like he is dead. There's a possibility that he was not my father, and now it's a guarantee. And it was such a bummer. These people are amazing. Like there's books about this family, and it goes all the way back to 1630 England, and how they were persecuted because they just wanted to baptize their kids, and they would get arrested. Like they would be baptizing their child and they would get arrested because they couldn't have religious freedoms. They come to America. They fought for our country in every war, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the 1812, every single war they fought for our country because they believed in the freedoms of religion. And they were just fascinating. And I felt, I'm not Mormon, but I felt so connected. And I know there was this Mormon story early on, and I don't know, it was weird that it all just fit into place. And so then the next day, it's like I was devastated. I have to somehow tell him that he is not my dad, and I don't know how to do that. It's literally, my mom's dead, and now my dad's dead. And so I know there's these other possibilities. There's, still 3 other ones, particularly this Irishman, because I'm half Irish practically. But I don't know, it was like a loss. So I thought you guys would appreciate knowing that I did follow the lead of number 1, and he is not my father. And number 2 is definitely not my father. He was in Vietnam. I found the records. He was in Vietnam during my conception. There was no way on earth he's my father. So 1 and 2 are out. I got 3, 4, and 5. And really, 4 and 5, I don't even think the possibility exists. So I really think it's probably number 3, the Irishman. Thank you so much for watching, and keep on looking for an update.